Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today, for our number talk, we are looking at two different fractions and approximating the sum. So let's take a look at our add-ins here, because if we can kind of get these closer to some benchmarks, it will be pretty easy for us to approximate the sum. And I'm thinking since these are both proper fractions, that means we have a numerator less than the denominator. Some easy benchmarks are going to be 0, 1/2, 1. So let's evaluate 1 over 11 and 19/40ths and try to figure out, are they closer to about 1, 1/2, or 0? Because then that's going to be easy for us to add. Well, let's look at first our 1 over 11. So we should recognize this as a unit fraction because we have a numerator of 1. It's 1 unit out of 11. And we need to think, well, what is it closest to? Well, we know that the full 1, right, is going to be 11 over 11. 0 is going to be 0 out of 11. But what's that halfway point? Well, it's an odd number. So let's think about it like this. If I had a fraction of 10, that'd be 5. If I had a fraction of 12, that'd be 6. So halfway in between those is going to be 5.5. We need a decimal, and that's fine. So half is going to be about 5.5 over 11. What is 1 closer to? Well, it's only 1 away from 0, but it's 4.5 away from there. So that 1 point, that is really going to be pretty close to 0. So let's reimagine that as a 0. It's not exactly, but we're just approximating here. Now, hopefully we could visually see real quick, where does that 1940 land? Well, we're going to do that same thing. We're going to look at that 0, that 1, and that 1/2. And obviously that 0 is going to be 0 out of 40. That 1 is going to be 40 out of 40. But 20 is an easy one to mentally cut in half. And look what that is. That's 20, right? Half of 40 is going to be your 20, which means that 19 is just 1 away. It's really close. So I'm going to reimagine this one as 1/2. So if my first fraction is about 0, and my second fraction is about 1/2, well, 0 and 1/2 make about 1/2.